Welcome to the Enchanted Tabletop Society. Today we're doing a video on the top 5 small box games that we like. And I'll kick it off with Dutch Blitz.
Ooh, that's on my list as
nice.
well.
Oh, it's on your list?
Yes, it is.
Didn't make it on my list.
Dutch Blitz kind of like speed and solitaire mixed. Very anxious when you're playing. I get very anxious. So Dutch Blitz is a game where you are trying to get the most points by playing your cards in ascending order, starting from 1 going all the way up to 10. Mm-hmm. And you have cards in front of you that you can essentially play solitaire with to get the cards from your Blitz deck. Oh my gosh, your burn deck is a different one.
Yeah.
So you want your Blitz deck to go to 0. When you run out of your cards in your Blitz deck, everyone else who has cards in theirs get negative points.
And there's just like a bunch of piles in the middle,
Yeah.
right? Like there's just a bunch of piles and you're just putting a bunch of cards in numerical order on there.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone can play on any pile.
Yep.
As long as they have the card.
Very chaotic.
Yes.
I put Mantis on.
That's on mine too.
However, our version of Mantis is giant.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's not
Yeah.
giant. It's like a little
It's like
bigger
a
than
medium
small
size.
You
box.
can still travel.
Yeah.
But the newer editions are literally just the deck of cards.
Yeah.
So the newer editions are small box games.
Because it's just cards, so I'm not sure
It was
why
in the
they...
group chat. You missed
Yeah.
it.
Oh, yeah.
No, like.
Like I would say it's like the size of this iPad.
Yeah.
And I think the newer ones that we saw were just like this deck, because that's all it is. It's just a deck of cards. So
Yeah.
like, I feel like
I feel like they're trying to be more environmentally
Right.
savvy with that now, which is good.
Can I explain the game?
What do you want to explain it?
There you
Well,
go.
it is on my list. So
Oh, perfect.
He doesn't want to be like me.
Mantis is, I guess, a card drafting-ish game. So essentially you have cards that you are collecting. Maybe it's more of a collection. You have cards that you're collecting in different colors. And then there's a deck in the middle. And the clue that you have about what the next card will be is on the back. So it's either going to be like a blue, a green, or an orange. So when it's your turn, your choice is to either keep the card or give the card away. I'm like going based off memory here.
Mm-hmm.
And then what you're trying to do is collect up to 10 cards. But you don't know when you're going to get... Because you can steal the
10.
whole other person's deck. So, like, let's say I'm like, you know what, I'm taking Jules's
Greens.
Hopefully.
Hopefully.
And then if I flip it, because on the back of the card, it's going to show 3 colors. And if one of them's green, Jules got like 5 greens. I'm like, Jules' greens. I flip it over. If it's green, I get to keep all of her greens. But if it's a different color, she gets to keep the card.
Mm-hmm.
And then
lots of tug of war type stuff. Yeah.
you don't really like, you can be behind and like catch up
instantly.
quickly.
Oh, yeah.
So, that is a very good small box game.
I agree.
It is good.
That's why it's on my list.
Well,
I didn't
on
really
my
know how to
list.
explain it though.
I didn't either. I had a hard time, like, one, I had to like remember what it was. I go with Sea Salt and Paper.
Oh, that's on my list.
That's on my list also.
Twinsies.
This is our first.
Alright, Sea Salt and Paper. It is a card
a collection.
collecting game.
Think Sushi Go, but
Yeah.
you basically can just draw off of the deck, or you can draw off of the 2 piles to collect certain cards. And certain cards will have, like, if it's seashells, if you have like 3 or more of those seashells, they add up in points. You can get mean and get like a shark and a swimmer and combine them. Steal a card from somebody.
But you're trying to get the mermaids.
Oh, yeah.
That's
You can
what you're
win by
trying to
either
get.
getting all 4 mermaids that are in the deck, or what's the other way?
35 points.
Yeah,
Yeah.
depending on the
how
player
many-
count.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can get a certain amount of
Have you guys
points.
ever gotten 4 mermaids?
No,
I've
gotten
I've
close.
had 3.
I've had
I've had 3.
Yeah,
and
that
then
is so hard.
yes.
And I feel like once you get, like, you have 3 mermaids, now you're kind of panicking because if somebody...
they steal?
Yeah, somebody
Yeah.
can start stealing your stuff.
Yeah,
And then all of a sudden, your mermaids are gone.
Got no mermaid.
that one's a good one.
It's a good one. Good one, good one.
My next one is Nana or Trio.
Trios on mine.
All
It's
right.
on mine too.
So yeah,
Not
all
on
right.
mine.
So Nana is where the game originated from. It's like a Japanese style card game. In America, you can get it as Trio. But basically, it's like kind of like a memory game. You have a certain amount of cards in ascending order, and you can only ask people what's your highest or lowest number. So everybody will have a hand of cards, and there will be some cards in the middle, And so you have to basically try and make 3 sets of 3 of the same card. And the first person to do that wins. I don't know. It's short. The art on both of them are really cute. Nana's very like cutesy animals. Trio is more of like a Mexican Day of the Dead type of theme. So that one's really cool. The other way you can win is if you get the lucky 7s because they're in the middle. They're golden usually, so they're very cool.
I feel like it's almost a little bit like what's that game when we were kids?
Go
Like,
Fish?
Goldfish, yeah. Because like the cards in the middle section that we're like all sharing are flipped over. You don't know
You're
what they
face
are.
down, yeah.
So you do have to remember, like if somebody flipped it over, you have to remember like, okay, that 8 was there. So if I do need the 8 to make my 3 card collection, like I know that it's there.
It becomes really funny when someone doesn't remember where something was, and they're like, "I've got an 8. I've got an 8. Here's a 6."
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of memories, like
Yeah.
good memories with
Yes.
that.
And like you have to pay attention.
Yeah.
Like even though it's a simple card game, you do have to like
What everybody has.
Because
Yeah.
if you don't remember all of a sudden,
Somebody
you don't
else
know where
will,
it's at. Yep.
and they'll get it first.
They will.
Yep.
They will. I love that game.
Next one on mine is Flip 7.
Ooh, nice. Okay.
Anyone else
That
want
one's a
that?
good one, but no,
No one
not
else
on
had
mine.
that? Wow,
No.
okay.
That's you.
Flip 7 is almost like playing 21 blackjack, right?
Yeah.
Actually, everyone's either passing or hitting. First one to how many points is it?
200.
Million
Yeah.
points.
200.
200 points
Mhm.
wins. So essentially, if there's 12 numbered cards, and the number of cards of the deck is essentially the face value. So there's 12 12s, 11 11s, 10 10s, 1 1, and 1 0, and everything's face value. A couple of special cards. Really good party game. They're hit or pass, and love to see people bust thinking they're going to get all 7. Because if you get 7, you get extra points.
Yeah,
If you're able to flip 7.
without flipping the same number.
Without, once you flip the same number,
You
you
bust.
bust. You're out. Just
Out of the round, yeah.
I feel like with those push your luck games, they're very can be very high intense because the group is like, "Are you gonna do it? Are you gonna do it?" And it's like,
Yeah.
"Am I gonna do
peer
it?" And then-
pressure.
yeah, for sure. And then if you bust, like everyone's yelling, like, "Oh my god!" Or if you didn't,
Why would
it's
you do
just
that?
very high
Yeah.
energy at points.
Mm-hmm.
So
And some people try to count the cards, so if you're like, well, there's already, 10, there's already 7 10s out there, and you have 1 10, so that's 8. You're like, I'm not gonna get one hit.
okay, that's not
Oh,
me.
no.
I'm just I don't think I remember that. I'm just like,
No.
all right, let's see what
I go with the
happens.
flow.
Yeah, whatever happens, happens. I'm not a
We all
card
play
counter.
differently. We all play differently. It's okay. It's okay.
But it's a very good party game.
Yes.
Watch David in the casino.
I
Right.
know.
You want to go now?
Gambler.
No.
No.
All right. My next game, I picked a photograph as my next small box
okay.
game.
Photographs on mine.
Nice.
Oh.
Yeah.
The two besties. Oh my
You
goodness.
want high five too?
Photograph's essentially a game where you are trying to make. You have film reels, so there's a bunch of cards in the middle. They're all different colors and different numbers, and you're trying to make the colors go either in ascending order or descending order, and that'll be your film reels. However, if you have like a 12, 11, and 10, but the next card you're going to grab is like 4, then you're going to have like a bad film reel. Like
Out of
this one.
sequence.
An
yeah.
out of sequence film reel, thank you, in the middle.
Like a bad shot.
Yeah, like a bad shot, yeah. And then, you have to do that for every color, and then whoever has the most points at the end wins. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
And you can like sabotage different players. 'Cause
Oh yeah.
you can be like, oh, well, the next card that I can take is, a green 3, and I'm like, oh, Brian needs that 3 over there, so I'm gonna take it, even though it doesn't help me,
Yeah.
but it makes
Yeah.
him go have negative points.
And is that the one like when your hand you can't like mix around like the hand or what am I saying?
Yeah.
The cards in your hand you
Yes.
can't mix around. So like whatever
Whatever
they
you
are,
have.
they are.
Mhm.
And I
you
think
have
there's
to
only
play 'em
one.
for you can only play like the front or the back or
Yeah.
something like that.
Yeah.
So I feel like you really like it's strategic because you have to like figure out how to maneuver your.
And you have to
Cards.
wind the film, so you have to move the card
Yeah,
at the
every
end of
turn you're moving
every
it.
turn.
Yeah.
You're moving that to the back. Yeah.
So you kind of have to think ahead. Like okay, so I know this card could probably go here, so I'll need it for.
Yeah.
So it's a lot of like. It's more like a thinky than it looks like it would be
Yeah.
to me. All right, my next game is Scout.
Aw.
Scout is like a trick-taking plus like rummy style game. Similar to Photograph, you can't move your hand placement around. So like however the cards are, that's how you have to play them. and essentially you're trying to get. I'm trying to remember if it's like runs, right? It's
Runs
1, 2, 3.
are same number.
Runs are the same number, so similar to Rummy.
It's like Rummy,
It
but you
is-
can't move your hand.
Yeah, essentially that. It's Rummy.
Let him get in.
Oh, he's like, I'm here too.
We're taking a break. We're taking a break.
She wants to be a part of it. Let her be a part of it.
All right.
I feel like it's a very like simple game to learn, especially if you're familiar with like Rummy style games. The theme itself is circus, which is cute, but it has nothing to do with like the play style. And it's cute, and it's a small little box. It's an oink game, and all the oink games are very tiny, so perfect little travel game.
Yeah, that one's a cute one. For me, I put Spots as mine. The Spots, we've talked about it. You're probably going to hear about it, but I'm going to say it again. Spots is like you have your dogs in front of you, and on the dogs they have spots, which are representative of your dice. You're going to be doing tricks that are out on the play field, and you can say, oh, I'm doing this trick, and it allows you to roll certain dice. When you roll the dice, you can roll them, but if you bus, which means you can't place those dice, and it's over 7, then you could bus. You lose those dice on your progress on your doggos. Really cute, and it's a lot of fun just checking the dice and like seeing what you get. Yeah, that's Spots.
I feel like my favorite of that is like when you get to roll the 8 dices.
Oh yeah, and you just
and
throw
you just get
them
to throw a bunch of dice
and see what happens. Yeah,
I feel like that's like
that one's
the
good.
best, yeah.
Yeah. You? Oh, all yours have been done.
I matched with everybody. I don't have
Brian's vibing. All right.
Brian's like, I'm
David.
connected. I am connected.
So this was 2 games.
Okay.
Oh.
So I put Tinder Blocks
Ooh,
and
that one's a good one.
Tinder Blocks Storm Edition because it's waterproof and you can play it like
in a storm.
in a storm. You can play it poolside, but essentially it's a small little game and it's just a bunch of little tiny blocks and you're literally just one at a time. You're building a tower, like a campfire tower, all the way up, and then the first person to knock it over loses. But there's a bunch of cards, so it'll say like you have to play with your non-dominant hand, or you have to play with like stacking, 2 blocks on top of each other, but they don't really go, so you have to like hold it weird and put it on top of the campfire, and if anything falls, you lose.
Yeah. Very like Jenga.
Yeah.
Very
Dexterity.
Jenga-esque, yeah.
Yeah.
And it's so tiny, and I like the
Portable.
waterproof one
Yeah.
personally. We
I
played
do
it at the
too.
pool.
I think that's why. I think I like the waterproof more because you can play it by the pool, and the little like raindrop cubes are so cute.
Oh, that's
So
cute.
it's very. I feel like that one's better than the first one, in my opinion.
Oh.
I just think more games should be waterproof. I feel like that would be fun.
Yeah.
Just to. I guess there's not really
We have
like a. We do have
a
an inflatable table now for the pool, but I just feel like it would be fun to be
Yeah.
at the pool and just playing a game.
And I think they're starting to
Yeah.
make more games like that
Yeah.
specifically.
I
Yeah,
like
that's
it. I
pretty
like
good.
it. All right. So my last game is Skull King. Skull
Nice.
King is a trick-taking game. You are playing in rounds. The fun thing about Skull King is that at the beginning of the round, all of you get to go yo ho ho.
Yep.
Mhm.
And then you get to decide how many tricks you think you're going to play or going to win that round. If you get that correctly, you'll get points. If you don't hit that number, then you'll lose points. I enjoy it. We just played a lot. Like, it's just such a fun, easy game. And I feel like doing that, like, guessing at the beginning just adds a little bit of, like, more of a challenge
Yeah.
than
Yeah.
just, like, a regular trick-taking game.
Yeah.
So, Skull King.
That one's fun. And my last game is Pixies, which is a newer game.
Oh, yeah.
But Pixies is cute. So they're little pixies, and you pick a card from either the deck or I think it's from a grid or something. Yeah, it's from the grid. So you do the grid, you pick a card, and you place it into your tableau. But your tableau can only be in ascending order. So in 1, 2, 3, up to 9, and it's a 3x3
Yeah.
grid. So you can only place them in those spots when you pick the card. And then you can get points by having like little symbols on them. So you can get points that way. You can get points for like the biggest color run that you have. So if you have like 4 red cards together, you can get one like that. So there's different ways to score it. It's really cute and thinky, and you think you have enough moves, but then you realize you don't because the first person to complete their grid first stops the round. It gets like, oh, if I do this, you could do this, and then you realize that the round is over, and you just have to oh shoot, I shouldn't have waited to play this card. So yeah, it's a lot of fun. I forget how many points you need to win, but it's like the player with the most points wins or whatever. But it's really cute. The art style is really cute. They have like these little pixies doing little things in different you have like spring looking ones, some in winter, and yeah, so it's really cute. It's a newer game, but I really enjoy that one.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah, that's it for me.
I think that's it for me.
I have one left.
Ooh!
It's called Push.
Ooh, that one's a good one.
Oh, I should have put that. Why didn't I put that?
I don't know. Why didn't you?
I think I did at one point.
Brian, you've done your list over again?
Well, because I had... Go
He
ahead,
said
David.
I'm
Sorry. This isn't about me.
So it's kind of like a push your luck game. Essentially, you are flipping cards, and there are 3 piles in the middle. Well, I guess if you're playing... Yeah, no, there's 3 piles in the middle. And then you have cards in front of you. You know, I don't really remember how...
So there's
a push.
Oh, Brian's at
Brian's
Brian's got it. It's
so in push, there's whoever's turn it is, there's a deck of cards. So they're flipping the cards one at a time, just the top card. And they're creating 3 piles. You can create 1 if you want to. You can create 3, but you can't have more than one of a number or color in each column.
Yeah.
So the whole point is you want to get the most points, but you can
because they're worth face value.
They're worth face value. You can choose not to flip and to score your points, and you get to save them. But there's cards in there that make whoever gets the card roll a dice. And if you roll the dice, if you have to roll the dice, you lose all the color of whatever the dice shows. So if you haven't been banking your points, you could lose all your points in one go. Yeah. So it's nice to make several piles, and then you start throwing those dice ones and the other ones, and you take the good pile, and everyone else got to roll.
Yeah.
And then you bank on your next turn.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, and there's like a special mode with the star. If you roll the star, you're usually safe. But it's like the opposite. You could play like a mode where it's like if you roll the star, you actually lose all of your cards. Yeah. And that one's like, we played that once. We're like,
never again.
That was crazy.
Too intense.
Never again.
Too intense.
So yeah, good memories with that
Did
one.
make the game last longer though.
Yeah,
It does.
It does. Do you guys prefer small box games versus does it matter to you if a game is more of like a small box versus medium or large?
If you're not traveling.
Yeah, it doesn't really matter to me, but I do like having the option to bring, I could just, those little card games I could just put in my purse, and then that way or like a bag wherever I'm carrying it, and just be like, oh, maybe I'll play this game with somebody. Yeah. Like at a restaurant or going to this coffee shop or whatever.
Well, sometimes if we're going to if we're flying to Texas, some games you wish you could bring because they're easy to learn, but the box is too dang big.
Yeah.
So, and sometimes we're still trying to pack those games. It's like, it's got to come out. I'm sorry.
Yeah. I feel like I gravitate towards more small box. I prefer card games, and I think most card games are small box games. So I feel like I gravitate more towards that than any other game. Because usually, they're quick to learn, or they're just, I don't know, I feel like it's easier to get to the table than it would be a more medium weight or a bigger box game would. So
you get more plays out of them.
Yeah, I feel like maybe that's why I gravitate towards them more, because I know it's more likely that I'll be able to play them. Usually, yeah.
Well, that's our video of top small box games. These are our picks. They may not be your picks.
Let us know what you like in the comments below.
And don't forget to like and subscribe.
And hit that notification button on the top.
Until next time.
Bye.
Whoa.
Whoa. Leather, yellow leather.
Unnecessary.
Yellow leather.
Ow now, brown cow.
She sells
We're not singing.
seashells by the
How much wood could a woodchuck chuck if a woodcut could cut wood? Don't put that in there, jeez.
Well, that's in there now.
We didn't clap.
Well,
What's up?
What?
So.
what? Do you know who we are?
Nice.
So close.
You were so close. That was really good.
Good job, sweetie.
The top.
Brian, you're good. You're good.
You were doing so
So
good.
you guys laugh.
Okay.
That's a lot.
Brian, we just played this game 3 times already today.
You guys don't know that. But yeah.
Yeah. You got this. You got this.
I don't know how to turn this off.
The red button.
I hit the red button.